Today lesson 1.6 is adding, and we're also using estimating to see if our answer is reasonable. Most of the students will find that this is exactly what they did last year, but the estimating is going to be a little bit different, and they might not be used to it. So my first example is adding 4,922 plus 2,357. And before I even get started, I'm going to estimate my answer, or my sum, to see if it's going to be a reasonable sum. So I'm going to take and round 4,922 to the furthest place value. So the 4 is my furthest place value. You again can circle it and then underline the messenger if you need to, or the digit to the right. And so I see that this 4,000 is actually closer to 5,000. And then I round the 2,357 and I see that that's actually closer to 2,000. I add, and my sum is 7,000 for an estimate. So I know that my actual sum should be close to 7,000 if it's reasonable. So now I'm going to actually go through and solve. I know 7 plus 2, I always start in the ones place. 7 plus 2 is 9. I have 5 plus 2 is 7. 9 plus 3 is going to give me 12, so I know that I have 2 hundreds, and then I have 1,000 that gets put above there. We call that regrouping. And then I simply add my last place value, and that gets me 7,279. And I'll ask the students, is this a reasonable sum? And then they'll say yes or no, depending on if it is close to the estimate of 7,000. It just gives them a quick way to check. Eventually they could do the estimating in their head, but for now on their homework tonight they will be asking them to write out their estimate. So in this case it is reasonable because it's not too far off from the estimate. One more example with larger numbers. Again, we're going to round to the furthest place value to estimate first. I see that the 60,000 is closer to 60,000, not 70,000. Write it off to the side. And then add the other add-in, 40,000 or 50,000. I see that that 8 is past the midpoint, so it's actually closer to 50,000. And then we add, going from there. So my answer, my sum, should be close to 110,000. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding. I'm going to have to regroup right from the beginning. I see that this has 2 ones. And the 10 gets regrouped with the tens place. I have 14, I have 4 tens, and 100 that gets regrouped. And then I have 5 hundreds and 1,000 that gets regrouped. I have 1,000 and one 10,000 that gets regrouped. And then I finish with my 6 plus 4 plus 1 is actually going to give me 111,542. I would ask the students, is this sum reasonable? Is it close to our estimate? And it is not too far off. And so your answer should be good. I recommend looking at the top of the reteach for other explanations if you need more help. I also told the students that they should be grabbing separate paper. They don't give a lot of room on the worksheet, so I'd recommend working it out on a separate sheet and then placing their sums and their estimates on the worksheet and turning them both in. Thank you. Have a good day.